All right, guys, I am just trying to make sure I am connected here. All right, All right, guys, I am just trying to make sure I am connected here. Turn my volume down. Make sure I can hear it over here. Okay. I think we are ready to go, guys. All right, so whether you're joining us by Zoom or in our Busy Moms group, welcome. I am excited you are here, guys, and I will be sure to also be recording this. 1 second here. Let me just figure out here how to change my screen here really fast. Okay, got it. Oh, now I got to get back here. Okay, guys, here we go. So welcome, guys. And I have both things open here. So feel free to, if you have any questions as we're going here, use the chat box both in Facebook and on Zoom. And I'll be keeping an eye on that to answer any questions you guys may have here as we go. So part of our Busy Moms Facebook group, my mission and goal for this group is to provide you guys with strategies that are simple and that are effective and that you can fit into a busy schedule. As I get that, guys, I am a mom with 5 kids, myself and my husband. We live here in Zealand, and I have continued to focus on helping others with health and wellness for many, many years, and very passionate about giving people the options they need. Because, guys, if you don't have your health, it is so true that health is wealth, and we want to focus on building that long-term health. And this means developing strategies that we can continue on in helping to focus on our lifestyle and on our long-term quality of life and health. So that is what we are doing here. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things tonight that I think will be very helpful for not just educational purposes, but also to give you guys, a great challenge coming up ahead. Now, this is the first time we've done this in a group like this. So I would love your guys' feedback, comments as we're going here. It'd be very helpful too to hear from you all. But as we're moving forward with this, what we want to start to think about here are things that we cannot have to spend hours a day on doing, not working out for 6 hours a day. It's summertime. So this is meant to be something that is very simplified. And I will be doing some, fun giveaways through the next couple weeks, and I will give you a free workout plan. We're going to have some, trackers, and I'll show you guys that tracker here in a second. There'll also be some recipes and just things that are designed to help to support your metabolism. So I wanted to kind of walk you guys through here a little bit, of our focus into wellness. And what we try to do is, not allow ourselves to be too much focused on any one area of wellness. Now, I also think it's important to note that many times this cycle changes, and we have to continue to find the pieces that we need to bring more awareness to. But in order to keep our life and our health in balance, we want to continue to check in with many of these areas to make sure that we are on the right track. And I do believe that throughout our life, these change. Some days and some weeks and some years, we are much better than others. And that is why it is important we have a focus on how we can come back to this and see how we can get back on track. And I do feel like summertime is one of those times when oftentimes we start to notice, hey, I need to check in again. And that's what this metabolism makeover is going to be perfect for. So guys, every week, again, I'm coming to you guys with a 20 to 30 minute topic, and we have done several. You're welcome to go back and watch those at any time. We would one on routines. We have done one on workouts. We did some summer meal ideas and suggestions. And this week we are going over our upcoming metabolism makeover. And I wanted to give you guys some information also about some things that sometimes we don't realize actually affect our metabolism. And when you look at when your metabolism is out of balance, there are so many things that our health starts to show us with symptoms. And it could be something as simple as you notice you're getting stomach aches, or maybe your hair's falling out, or maybe you're noticing that all of a sudden you're putting on some weight and you can't figure out why. This is when we need to start to learn more about what can our metabolism do here? How can we best balance it? And how can we, reactivate it? So let's kind of walk through a little bit of information about metabolism. So there are a lot of keys with metabolism and understanding how it affects our weight and our health. I think a lot of times we have heard, metabolism actually is all the systems in our body that use energy. That's what our metabolism is. Anything that needs energy. So you've probably heard people say, oh, I have a fast metabolism, or I have a slow metabolism. And generally they're saying that in regards to their weight, right? And if we look at truly what goes into a big focus of metabolism, if you've ever heard of your BMR, that is your basal metabolic rate, and that actually accounts for about 65 to 70% of your total caloric expenditure. What does that mean, guys? That is how many calories you're burning at rest. And we want to try to increase that. That's part of how we fuel our metabolism, is by activating a little bit more of that BMR, basal metabolic rate. Now, also something that's very important when it comes to metabolism that we're going to be focusing on over these next couple of weeks is developing more muscle mass. So the more muscle mass we have, the more that translates to calories burned at rest. So guys, when we talk about strength training, that's why it's kind of getting to be more and more talked about, especially for women that hit the age of 40 and over. They find that the muscle mass continues to decrease, but that also really plays a part in, your muscles, when you are just sitting, burn per pound 6 calories. Fat, for example, burns about 2 calories. So in order for us to keep being efficient and trying to burn more and get that metabolism going, strength training needs to become more a part of our everyday routine. Now for summer though, you guys will see in our tracker, we are going to focus more on activity. And, I think we're going to find them the upcoming weeks here. I'm going to do definitely a week on strength training because I definitely believe the benefits are so great. But another thing when we're looking at metabolism to pay more attention to, and this is also going to be something we're going to track, is eating more protein. Okay, we can increase our protein intake and help to boost our metabolism. It has been shown now through research that you can boost your metabolism anywhere from 15 to 30% when you eat more protein. Now, I do want to note here, guys, that you want to be spreading that protein ideally more out through the day. Okay, so not all at once. We don't want to be having our intake, all at one time. We want to be continuously having that throughout the day so our fuel can continue to be spread out. So we're really going to be watching our protein. So eating more protein. Now, it is also pretty common to know that men do have a higher metabolism than women. They have more body mass, they have more muscles, they generally have higher levels of testosterone, which all influence your caloric burning. So whenever you're trying to create, maybe you and your spouse, or you're creating maybe a work challenge and you notice the guys tend to burn so much faster, to lose weight quicker, a lot of times it has to do with metabolism. And you can't change some of those factors, right? But there are things that we can look at that we're going to be addressing to help get us back. Hopefully, it's only 2 weeks, but that is a great jumpstart time to help start to get us focusing on those things in that wheel of wellness of where we need to be, kind of highlighting, right? Another thing is mentioning menopause. Okay, so menopause can reduce your body's caloric burning ability, and lower estrogen can reduce metabolic rate. And that also then causes women to accumulate more belly fat. So if you notice a lot of times as you see women getting older and they continue to, notice their circumference going, continue to grow with their belly, oftentimes we really need to hit that time of life a little harder with focusing on not just diet, not just exercise, but both. When it comes to metabolism, it needs both. So that is a very big highlight moving forward here. Now, specific conditions can also influence metabolism. Now, that can include medications too, guys. So just know there are sometimes things that maybe we can look at, that being a part of what happens to our metabolism is medications we get put on. A couple common ones that really can slow down your metabolism are actually antidepressants and blood pressure medications. And those are very common. Now, granted, sometimes you're not able to get off from those, right? But if we can do things that we're a little bit more receptive to what could be changing in our body. And if we could work to, better assist our body in increasing our metabolism, it's very healthy for us to know those things. Insulin resistance and an unhealthy thyroid also play a part in really decreasing our metabolism. So there are things, guys, that we also need to be aware of that we can try to work around. And the last thing I really wanted to highlight, talking about, some things about our metabolism here, vitamin D. Vitamin D is extremely important, guys. And now you want to know that everybody absorbs vitamin D differently. It's pretty interesting. So research has now shown that low levels of vitamin D are related to metabolism and weight changes. So vitamin D, Okay, you might think I go outside, I get enough, but not always absorbing it. And supplements too, not guaranteed to absorb them, but we want to make sure we're getting the right kind of vitamin D and making sure that it is not a synthetic source. So that will be a highlight also coming up here in our upcoming metabolic makeover here. So our metabolism makeover. So what are some other things that people talk about when we hear metabolism, right? We just talked about, energy, right? Metabolism, basal metabolic rate, that ties in with our calories. We talked about hormones, exercise. Genetics do also play a part, but oftentimes something that we do not hear about enough is our gut health. Our gut health is tied to every system in our body. Our actually serotonin for our brain, over 80% of it is produced in your gut. Our immune health, over 70% of it is produced in our gut. It does so many things that everything else gets affected if we don't have a way to get our gut health back in check. So that's going to be one of our focuses for this upcoming 2 weeks, is to get us taking the right supplements. And I want you guys to all give this a shot, because you have nothing to lose to look at, a 2-week challenge to see how you're going to feel after. So here's what we are going to concentrate on for 2 weeks. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you are planning to join us, I want to know. I want to help you make sure you're getting the right set things that are going to be most effective for you. So reach out if you're planning to join us, and I'll help to get you on the right path. But we're going to want to make sure that we drink a life shake every day. I'll share a little bit more about what that is. Taking your vitamins. I'll share a little bit more about that soon here too. We are going to try to move for 30 minutes. At least 3 days a week. We'd love to have weight bearing activity. That means, something that you could count strength training, you can count walking. If you do some of our online workouts, I know a lot of you do our virtual workouts, our new app, our new AV Wellness app, there's a lot of strength training workouts on in there. Those would all count towards weight bearing activities. You want to be drinking at least 50 ounces of water, have lean protein with every meal and snack. See how we talked about, increasing our protein intake. We're going to be doing that. Eating more vegetables, getting outside in the morning, because that sunlight hitting our eyes actually first thing is a great enhancer for our metabolism. Taking at least 10,000 steps, getting 7 hours of sleep, and enjoying 15 minutes of de-stressing. That could be whatever it is for you that helps you to de-stress. That could be reading a book, that could be prayer, that could be, anything that helps you to relax. We're going to count that. So for 2 weeks, guys, we're going to be showing this tracker and seeing how you guys are doing. This is not meant to embarrass you if you don't, succeed one day. It is for accountability, right? And we all have to start somewhere. So we're not going to get frustrated. We're going to do the best we can. And we are going to work together to see those areas that maybe we need to be paying some more attention to. That's what this is all about, guys, awareness. Okay. So when I talk about vitamins, I personally have been using Shaklee products for over 25 years. That is what I also use with clients. Our family uses them. And I'm a big believer in the fact that they have third-party clinical studies and that they are food-based, they are not synthetic. And I love this long-term study that actually proves that people that have used Shaklee products for over 25 years are so much healthier than people that have used store brand or no vitamins at all. That's how we know they work. The proof is in the numbers. So here is some of the statistics that have come from that long-term landmark study. You're welcome to read more about this. It is at the bottom of the screen. You're welcome to look that up. But people that took these Shaklee supplements over, again, long period of time here, take little to no medication. Again, that's impressive. Note that the average person over 65 is on 5+ medications. Okay, they rated better overall health, lower risk of dementia, metabolic health increased, better cardiovascular disease. But something else I really find is important with this whole metabolism connection and gut health is healthier levels of C-reactive protein. Basically, that's the amount of inflammation in your body. So part of what we're going to be doing here is also working to decrease inflammation over the next couple of weeks. If I picked one way for you to get started, this is the simplest way, is what's called Ready, Set, Wellness. We will send you a link. I'll actually post it in the Busy Moms group underneath this live to give you guys an assessment where you can answer questions. If you're already a Shaklee member, it's going to, help to guide you in the same way as anybody else. And it will also then, if you're already, a member, it will ask you for your sign in so you can log in. But you're going to start with vitamins, guys. And I want you to have a basis, all right? So Meology to me is the perfect balanced way because it's going to give you your multivitamins, most likely that probiotic. And again, I can help you figure out if it's the right package for you. But there are some other ones, guys. You could also do Vitalizer, and we do have some multivitamins you could take with the probiotic. but I want you to make sure we get you on your supplements that are correct for you, along with your life shakes. And then with this particular package, this is the best value. That's why I'm showing it. You can pick your targeted boost. Now, because we are, again, keeping a little more awareness into our metabolism, I would encourage you guys to check out the two products that I would like to highlight right now are the Sustained Energy Boost and the Triple Defense Boost. Okay. The Sustained Energy Boost is going to be more of, if you really lack energy, like midday, I would love for you to try this to see if it kind of helps to give you, a little bit more sustained energy throughout the day. But that Triple Defense Boost actually has adaptogens, which are very helpful for hormones, for metabolism, and it's going to give you a little more of a thermogenic effect in your body. So it helps to kind of increase the rate you burn calories, but it's also amazing for immune health. So you can kind of pick your option to targeted option. But again, by far, this is the best value. And again, happy to walk you through this. But no, guys, you're going to want to make sure you get started with ordering soon, because we are going to plan to start here on Monday, July 17th. That is our starting date. So we have about a week and a half to prep for this. We are going to be working through all of those things that we mentioned on our tracker. Again, I have some really fun recipes I'm going to be sharing, some nutrition topics. We'll get into understanding a little more about fiber. But again, this is educational. This is accountability. This is support. I'll do some giveaways to make this fun also. But I need you guys to, again, get it in your head, guys. This is not perfection. This isn't all or nothing. I want you to look at this as a great way to get started, a great way to get back on track. And we are focusing on building long-term health with this challenge. So if you're in, guys, I want to hear from you. Okay. So you can comment in our group. You can reach out to me with the best way to get started. Happy to help here, but let's make sure we know what we are doing. I'll be starting to share more in this in our Busy Moms group coming up at the end of next week. But in the meantime, we want to get going with this. Feel free to invite your friends. Let's get as many people doing this together as possible. The more, the merrier, guys. And again, it's fun to see a group supporting each other and doing this together. So don't be scared to comment in the group. Don't be scared to ask questions. That's what this is for here, guys. So I'm looking forward to starting our Metabolism Makeover again, Monday, July 17th. Reach out with questions. I hope this was helpful, guys. I do not see any questions here in our group here, but if you did think of something, feel free to put it in there here real fast. Otherwise, guys, I am going to sign off here, and I'm looking forward to working with you all very soon. Have an amazing night.